it can handle higher internal engine temperature before it pre-detonates.
Excellent. It's 7 o'clock. We'll call the meeting to order. Is there any additions, deletions, changes to the agenda that need to be made?
Have no additions.
Okay, somebody like to move the agenda the way it sits?
I'll move that.
Okay. Councilor Backer, thank you. Any questions? All in favor? Opposed? That is carried. Accounts payable. Somebody can move that. Thank you, Larry. Larry, for information, any questions about any accounts payable? Couple. Do we have any questions? Okay, all in favor for information? And opposed? That is carried. Council meeting minutes for adoption. You want to move that? You, Mr. Brady, Mr. Burns. Any errors or omissions on the last council meeting? Seeing none, all in favor? And opposed, that is carried. Town of Redcliffe Library Board meeting minutes.
I was at that meeting, pretty standard, straight up, what you see is what went on and nothing new to report.
Well, before we talk about it, would somebody like to put it on the table?
There we go. Sorry,
No problem.
I'll move it.
There we go. Was there anything out of the ordinary at that meeting?
That is a great question.
Thank you.
Who's the problem child?
Might
You mentioned in there, the person came back.
be- yeah.
All in favor for information or for talking? And opposed, that is carried. Request for decision, the pitch-in week. This is, I don't know if I comment on that. Matt, this is a yearly thing.
I will move
That
option.
we do. Option 1. That is to approve it, the appropriate week. It's not announced yet, but that's okay
I would like to defer it till later,
until we get the official announcement.
till I get home.
Any intelligent comments on that?
See with this vote.
Okay, all in favor of appointing the pitch-in week? And opposed? Okay, that is carried. Redcliffe Skating Club, looking for a donation of 2 10 packs of swim passes.
Child, youth, right? They weren't
Yes.
us, or family, it was just child.
Yes, they were. Yes, they are. Then do you want to move it?
Oh,
Okay. Thanks. Background on this, we do this fairly every year, I do believe, for how many years? Lots of years. There we have it.
lots.
Do they do the number?
Lots is an official number.
Do they just give the pass like to the kids or is it like?
They're kind of silent auctions, I think.
So valid.
Who knows what they'll get for them?
So question, it says that we have the $5,000 fund to do this from. Does the money really come out of that?
It does.
Really? We do pay
We
for
do a
it.
transfer.
We
In kind.
in and out. Okay. Fair enough. Any other questions or comments on this? Seeing none, all in favor? And opposed, that is carried.
It's every year.
IMC committee members. Appointing myself for the alternate. I'll give you the update later in closed, I guess.
So going by this, are you the alternate? Are you on the committee?
Well, we can't talk about it until
Well,
somebody
later
makes a
on.
motion.
I'll make a motion.
Okay. So we've been there's a term called ex officio, which means that by position that I'm already on all the committees and whatnot. And that's kind of what we've been going on, but the way we interpret the MGA on that topic, we're not sure that that's actually accurate. So we're just making it totally official. Fair enough?
Yeah, Brady is on it or he is the alternate?
He's on it.
Here it says he's alternate, it says you're on it.
Yeah, they want to switch. That's what this is about. Originally at the organizational meeting, Brady and I were appointed and he was an alternate. Now he wants to be, and he wants,
Well, it says here that Chris wants to be the alternate, but on down in the committee, it says he's actually on the committee. So I was wondering why is that? They say he wants to be alternate, but he's actually on the committee,
Yeah, right now it says.
which is wondering why. That's
No,
what
it's time. Yeah.
This document isn't really accurate.
well,
So this is what we want it to look like.
Okay,
right, this is what, yeah, that's not the way it is. Brady and I are the reps.
okay,
So, yeah, what happened at first was Dwight was gone. We made, Matt made the motion to appoint Chris as an alternate, and then that happened, and now this motion is to appoint me as the alternate and Chris on the actual board, right?
yeah, because the first meeting, like you said, Dwight was gone. So Brady was gonna be there by himself and chairing it by himself when he's brand new, knew nothing about the IMC and probably the first meeting he even went to. Yeah.
And it was even in Redcliffe.
Yeah, so I came, not that I knew as much as I should about the IMC, but at least I could share it.
You got it. Thanks.
That's a good question though. Any other comments about it?
That's what the mayor of Dutchess County and the mayor of the city of West Pat are also appointed, so.
And they did
So the mayor's
request,
good.
yeah, they did request that I was
That
there.
always has been,
I don't know.
not since, it is a newer development, but
Yes.
yes, it's true, that is how it sits today.
Any other comments? All in favor? And opposed? That is carried. Bernie made the motion. Yes.
Yeah.
Animal control bylaw direction. You consolidate all three into one and then address a few other topics.
You gotta get to the bottom. Yeah, it's way down there. Oh, there.
So I'll make the motion number one. And I guess the way I read this is we're going to move, this will move all three of them into one, but then we're gonna have discussion about the other bullet points so administration can get them properly in or out.
Yeah,
So first reading, everything will be in, but depending on how the other motions go, you'll readjust for two.
so if you look under the suggested motions, we're asking for answers to certain questions to get that direction of how to craft that bylaw for first reading.
So today,
But technically, if I make this motion, it is as it is written. And then you guys will amend by second reading. Based on how.
this isn't first reading. This is just to give some direction to them.
Yes.
Oh, bring it back.
Sorry, because we talked about this at
Yes, we
the
decided.
GDC.
Yes.
Yes, we talked about this at GPC, decided not to bring back the bylaw because it was not clear enough on how to,
wasn't enough people, right?
yes, of how to prepare it. So we brought it here with some specific questions to get some direction so we can actually draft it and bring it back for first reading.
So for the people that weren't here for the GBC, do you want to maybe give the Reader's Digest notes for them?
And I will have Cody do that. Yeah.
Yeah, sure.
Do we, what is the motion we have though?
I would like to give it first reading.
It's not, right.
Consolidated first reading. You already have one copy of it.
It is the defeated bylaw.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's the one. Yeah, I want to put that back on the table. It's been in hiatus long enough. And then,
1 year.
and then we will go through these things for amendments to the second reading.
It's not prepped for tonight for first reading.
You'll have to zoom in and.
All right.
Nice try.
Then I'll make a motion that we listen to Cody.
I'll make it really quick. We have currently three bylaws. We have bylaw 1810-2015, which is our dog control bylaw. We have bylaw 1452-2005, which is our restricted animal bylaw, which is pigeons and chickens and stuff like that. Bylaw number 1439-2005 is a cat bylaw. So right now, we have three different bylaws over a period of 20 years that are doing the same thing in different places. What we want to do is consolidate all three of these bylaws into staff report, or sorry, 1986-2025 which is in here. This went past first reading. It was defeated on second reading, mostly because of cat licensing. That's where it came from. So the questions in the motion are, will or will not consolidate the bylaw, whether you want cat licensing will or will not be included in the consolidated version. The maximum number of animals permitted per property shall be how many dogs and how many cats, and whether you want to increase the fees for penalties for any of the penalties for enforcement. Generally, enforcement right now is education. If we have somebody that doesn't have a license or something, we charge them a license. That's where we're at with the bylaw. I'll take any questions.
So safe to say that right now it's on the table to, yes, consolidate them all. And I think we should go through and see what the flavor is of council for the main points on whether we should adjust or not. Cat licensing being the first topic of conversation. You were not here for the GPC, you weren't here for the GPC, and you weren't here for the GPC. So us 3, 4, we talked about it. But I guess starting over here, do you guys need more conversation about cat licensing?
I'm good.
No, I just remember our conversation. from
Yeah,
last-
that's fair. Brady, do you need any more information on cat licensing? Basically, it's license a cat like a dog.
I think cat licensing is a good idea, but I'd like to make it a volunteer system, not mandatory. I think if you do have a cat and it doesn't ever leave your house, I think having a cat license is idiotic.
I agree.
If you have a cat that you know is going to get off of your property and is for the reason of the bylaw being educational and for the cat to be returned properly and safely, I think those owners and responsible owners are going to be the ones who are going to want it and are willing to pay for it. But I don't see it being a mandatory issue. I think it should be strictly voluntary.
Mr. Beck.
My thoughts? I don't think they should be licensed.
I don't think cats should be licensed either.
I wasn't a fan. I'm not a fan of licensing, just because I think it's too far gone. I think we're way past that.
Yep.
But I didn't even think about what you said. Like, I think that's actually not a bad idea. I think just for the aspect of, like, let's say a cat does go missing or something. There's that possibility of going, oh, okay, well, this is Kathy's cat. So
So,
we're returning cat.
would that be an enforceable bylaw so much as like something that Red Cliff would be offering as a service? Like, hey, you can register your cat here, and if it goes missing, you know, you can make that. It's not so much an enforceable bylaw if it's a volunteer.
It's not for enforcement, but it is, like you said, for educational and safety purposes.
Well, currently he says they're
Yes,
treating it for educational
Yeah.
purposes. They're not really following through on fines.
And then with the license, did they tag the cat or microchip the cat? Like most cat owners don't put collars on the cats because if they go on a tree, they get hung up, whatever, they could choke off. That's what they'll tell you, right? So how do you identify these cats as a licensed or non-licensed cat? They all look the same.
Is that the idea, is to give them a tag for their collar? Did we,
That was.
or microchip, plan that far ahead?
We have
Microchip is far too
But I mean,
expensive.
I would think it would be a tag, just like we would do with dogs. It would be the same service system.
In the bylaw that I read today was, yeah, they were asking a collar, a leash, a chain of some sort with an attached tag that would be purchased through the town.
Go ahead.
What was contemplated last time was a tag.
Yeah, and that makes sense to me. I never thought about the free hanging problem.
Fences too, when they have to run from a dog or anything, they go through fences. I know.
Or
I
when
have
you chase
had
out your yard.
that happen.
If I can volunteer, we haven't picked up a cat all year since I've started here, aside from an injured one or a dead one. So it's generally, it would help us if we found a deceased animal that had a tag that we could trace back. That would help if we found an injured one, but generally Patrick's not out there catching cats.
However, we field
Complaints.
complaints with regards to cats running loose, so. Need to have need to have some direction
when we talked about it last, I must admit, I didn't realize the feral cat problem that we had. But still not in favor of licensing them myself.
So other than just osmosis, how do these cat owners know we have a cat bylaw and that their cats actually aren't supposed to be out free roaming? Because technically they're at large when they're out free roaming. When they're in somebody else's flower bed or sandbox or hanging out by the bird feeder, they are breaking the rules. Because I totally agree with Eric, there are people that their cats never leave the house, but there are people that dogs never leave the house either. So that's a can of worms. You're treating a dog, okay, dogs need licenses, but cats don't. We have numbers of maximum numbers of dogs and cats. Well, these people don't know that either. So you have a cat lover that has 20 cats. It's a lovely thing. And I know it happened up the street from me. They moved and they didn't find all their cats. So when the new owners came in, they found cats that didn't make it because they didn't even know how many they had. That's a lovely thing. And I'm not saying everybody's like that. And will this stop those people? Absolutely not, because there are people out there with more than 2 dogs. And there are many people out there with more than 2 cats. But it, again, then having a bylaw and not ever using that bylaw is a waste of print, paper, and exercise.
Go
I
ahead.
think we should just leave cat licensing alone, period. And just leave it the way it is. The costs of everything are getting so expensive now.
So is cat food.
You have, now you have a cat and you have to spend a bunch of money on a license and a collar, this and that. I don't think we have as big a cat problem as people think.
Did we ever get your consensus on cat licensing?
Yeah.
He agreed. Oh, he agreed.
No, I understand that. I don't. Motion to make it licensing. I'm not doing that. No.
Okay,
I think my point was if we're going to have a registration or a license for cats, that it be a volunteer.
I think what it would do too is really, like I said, like it's not gonna stop the certain crazy cat ladies and stuff like that, right? But what it is gonna do is affect the responsible average citizen of Red Cliff who abides by the law and has 2 cats, and now it just costs those homeowners an extra $400, $500 a year, or whatever the case is, right?
$30, $30, $15 a litter.
and not that it'll stop the crazy cat lady, but to defend him on this, what it would do is give us a tool that we can use for enforcement on that crazy cat lady.
If they're fixed, $15, just like a dog.
But
Cats and dogs.
Go ahead.
Fixed.
if we put the maximum number of, let's say, 3 cats,
There shouldn't be.
that should be able to.
That's also a tool as well. That's
Tool that they can
for sure.
use for.
Well, that already is in there too, right? And this is just on the licensing, not on how many to have. This is just about. the licensing.
Right.
Yeah,
That's
but
Yeah.
voluntary.
We'll get
registry,
into
that's a
the-
good idea.
That's certainly not a bad compromise in my mind, but
So with the voluntary thing, could that be something that could be not included with this bylaw, something that could be,
No, then we're
Done.
dividing up, the whole point is consolidation, right?
And the voluntary registry is actually for a lot of cat owners would go for that in case they lose them, can't find them.
Essentially, though, that is the same as microchipping your cat at the vet, right? Any owner of any animal has the right to microchip them at the
Yeah.
vet, so if they.
this would be a cheaper option.
Way cheaper, yeah.
If they get found.
That's fair.
Microchip is probably 30 or 40 bucks. This would be like 15 bucks.
Oh, I think microchips are more expensive than that. $50. Yeah, I think so.
and nobody has a reader here.
Nope.
We had a microchip cat, and if it went missing, like somebody would have to take it to the vet. So they could read it.
Yeah.
To know whose it was.
A-Park had one though, right?
They
would
might
one.
have, I don't know a bunch about A-Park.
Yeah.
That would make sense. SPCA and A-Park might have been able to read them.
So it sounds like we got 3 different options floating around the table. Larry, are you still no cat license?
Just this business of mixing it up and volunteering this and that. That's not gonna work.
Fair enough.
Just
I'm
leave
with
it
you, no.
alone.
Yeah.
You're a no?
Simplify for sure with Larry here.
You're obviously still with your idea?
Yep.
I'm a no. You're a yes.
Oh, no. I don't know, but again, I wouldn't mind volunteering.
Yeah, I'm a no. I don't hate this idea though.
Consensus.
I think that's
Consensus
It
is
won't
no.
fly.
So no to licensing.
No licensing.
Was it a yes to consolidation?
I believe it was a yes. Yeah, I kind of skipped that part. I just assumed. Yes to consolidation. Is anybody against?
Yes, the consolidation, no cat license.
Anybody against consolidation? Okay, there's your consensus on that. Now, number of dogs and cats.
Two seems to be a good number on both species.
It's currently 3.
No, it's currently 2,
But they want to.
but we did change the numbers to 3, and that just means now people will have 4. So I like the idea of staying with 2.
No faith in people. Huh?
No, well, because I see it.
That's it.
That's fair. Okay. So 2 and 2. Well, we'll start over here. Matt.
I actually have spoken to quite a few people that have a couple dogs and wouldn't mind having another one. So I'm okay with seeing the 3 and 3.
Do they already have 3 men?
No, they do.
None of them have
Actually, I do not, and honestly, I do not know anybody in Radcliffe that has more than 2
Oh,
that would like to see. So, our law abiding bylaw. Following.
Yeah,
Councilor Burns.
I'd like to see 3.
Okay, you're 2 and 2.
yep, please.
Quick question that just popped into my mind now. Can they have 3 and 3, or is it 2 and 1? If we're gonna consolidate it?
Like could be two.
No, you could have
Do it.
max of 2 cats right now and max of 2 dogs right now.
Right, but it's 2 different bylaws right now. If we consolidate it,
Still 2 cats.
still separated that way.
Yeah.
Still be a full house.
Okay, I'm in favor of 3 and 3.
So am I. 3 and 3.
3 and 3.
Actually, I'd say 3 and 2, to be honest, 3
Yeah.
dogs. But yeah,
Not gonna be honest.
that would be a full house.
Yeah.
Sounds like we got,
3 for 3 and 3. I didn't hear.
3 and 3.
Larry was 3 and 3. I think Bernie was 2.
I was 2 and 2, but
Oh, I'm sorry.
but threes have it.
Okay,
So 3 and
3 and 3 it is. Penalties, we want to address the penalties. They were near the end.
I thought, I thought we adjusted them already.
The
middle. They did.
penalties were adjusted.
But
Are
we can
you-
get suggestions on,
Are you okay with how they are,
You see.
how they were proposed?
did I make a note on one? I had an issue.
Or do you want further review and comparisons with other communities?
So I noticed,
That.
so teasing, tormenting, or annoying any cat and dog was only $100 fine on first offense. That seemed pretty minor for such a cruel thing.
But when it comes into your yard and does the hoo-hoo, it's only $100 first offense too, and that seems kind of cruel.
Well,
Whoa.
that's the animal doing its nature thing. This is us going out of our way to commit a crime, basically. That's animal abuse. I'm a softie to dogs.
Different for sure.
If I'm outvoted, that's fine.
Which one are you referring to?
Section 16, teasing, tormenting, annoying
Okay.
a cat or a dog.
Like, what is that? Twisting its leg? What the hell?
Who determines?
Yeah.
That's,
Or you just just talking through the fence at them and driving them crazy.
Is there any history of this in this town or happening?
Oh,
Like,
Actually, it's in the report. There was some of that going on.
Kids
It's
throwing
in
rocks
this
at
report
dogs
later
over
on.
fences.
Somebody was tormenting a dog through the fence. I don't know what they were doing. Doesn't even get.
yeah.
Yeah, good, probably with a fat dog. I don't know. Like,
Through the chair, I think the fines are okay as presented for the penalties.
well, I heard Brady wanted to get more feedback from another community. I wanted more of a fine for teasing and tormenting. You're okay with the way it is? We're not getting much consensus, and that's okay. Any other input from the rest of the council?
Well, I thought we upped the ones that when we were looking at the old bylaws were quite low.
Yeah.
And so I was okay with the fines as is. Now, with the consensus of a couple things, of course, there will be no cat
So when
licensing and all that kind of stuff. So there'll be no failures for cats, just dogs.
when you guys did that, did you guys look at other communities too?
Yes.
And that was only what a
There
year
was.
ago?
No, this was Was this a year ago?
Yes.
Okay,
March of 1.5.
all right, it was a year ago. Well, I don't think we're,
I don't
well,
think everybody here.
we'll be very close to Medicine Hat now.
Yeah, rehash that out. I'll trust that, the judgment that was made, but
You're okay with the fines then as is?
no, I would like to see the animal abuse be higher than $100.
I think I'll.
Yeah, there we go. Doing it right.
What is animal abuse? Like I could understand it beating them with a stick, something like that,
Yeah,
but what?
that certainly does pose that question. How do we determine?
Like if a kid goes by with cards in his tire wheels, that annoys some dogs. Is
Yeah.
that animal abuse?
It says teasing, like you
It
said,
does,
ah, you're a fat
teasing.
dog.
Yeah.
That could be teasing.
If he spent half an hour just going in front of that property back and forth to piss the dog off.
Sure.
He lives across the street.
It's litigious, but it's best, your best judgment, I guess, from.
Fair.
Maybe something should be added about a physical aspect of harm.
That elevates it, it sure does.
Shouldn't that be
Probably be
under
a code
more
violation already.
Like a
Yeah.
teasing or anything, like if there's any physical.
I bet there would be.
Animal abuse?
Oh, yeah.
Oh, yeah, there's gotta be something.
Animal abuse, and like living on a farm, like if you don't feed your cows and they're starving to death and things like that, that they come in and that's animal abuse. Totally different than wandering by and calling a dog fat 3 times. That's, like, I don't get what that really means. Like, that's very wide open.
It is.
I think Bernie's comment was though, any physical interaction, right?
Teasing, commenting, or annoying. That doesn't really address physical abuse.
You typical prince with a feather that just drove. That's abuse. Right on his feet.
Is there anywhere that I'm missing here that it talks about abuse to an animal?
Just section 16 in that actual bylaw, which is very limited, but that is something that we can take a quicker look at.
Okay, well, you're here for, looking for direction, so I think you got some direction. I think we had consensus for, I guess you guys never voted, Larry did, for increasing fines for that portion.
I would be in tune with physical altercation.
I think it's fine how it is. It's up to Patrick to determine in his investigation if it meets the criteria. So I'll put the faith into him.
So keep the fine where it is what you're
That's
saying.
good.
Okay, and it sounds like we got consensus to increase that fine, but we're not doing any readings today, so we can change that
Yes.
when it comes back to us too. Nothing's written in stone today.
And we'll do some further review on that matter, and then that can be,
Sure.
further direction can be given at that time.
Sound
You'd
good.
have fine tune what that.
Yeah.
Bylaw looks like a little bit, yeah.
Yeah, I think that we'll take that direction and run with it. Okay, yeah. Was there any other topics you needed us to cover?
I think those cover the primary ones that we were concerned about, bringing it back.
Okay.
There may be further input at that time. We're going to do a further revision to the bylaw now based on this information, and then we can bring it back for first reading.
Okay, yeah, and like I say, nothing's written in stone today, and we could still add cat licensing later if we changed our mind. But we shouldn't. So, any other discussion on this topic today?
Was there, put that motion.
I did.
Wait there.
I wanted it to be real motion, but it isn't. Fake motion.
Yeah, I'm not sure if you remember him trying to make
First reading.
first reading.
On a consolidated bylaw that would be revised by second.
And all,
Instead of just defeated by second, but anyway, you know, I go down in my burning ball.
you can zoom in and complain. Any other discussion on this? All in favor? And opposed? That is carried. Policy number 122, volunteer firefighters residency. Do you want to make a motion here?
Make that motion, option 1 approved as presented.
Councillor Solberg to extend the radius to a 10-minute response. Time zone.
To include all the revisions as proposed.
We can discuss that.
So for we covered this at the GPC, 3 that weren't for the VPC. Just basically, it says it all right there, just so we can hopefully attract more people to the fire department.
So I was reading in there how it was 10 minutes, but that's the like Red Cliff limits. So would Crescent Heights be considered to be close enough?
Yeah,
Certain
at the
parts, yeah.
GPC, they did have,
So that's where I think that we might run into an issue because that train can block off both access points to Red Cliff from Crescent Heights, and then how you're not getting here within 10 minutes. You have to go all the way through Riverside and then up through Rodeo Ford to get to Red Cliff.
Yeah, and then they.
or around Costco and up Fox Spring Road.
Or you can't if that train.
Oh, that little train
This,
on
yeah.
that fur line, right?
Right, and then it goes all the way to that next one.
Yeah,
too,
it's
so-
certainly possible, but the problem we're having right now is we're just understaffed. So just trying to open up the radius, so that we could, rather than just eliminate those people automatically.
Which-
I mean, yes, this could happen.
Right, and then what if we have that? That's one of the firefighters on call. There's only a certain on call at a time. Something happens and now that firefighter can't get there. We're not gonna know that this is an issue until the issue is already happening.
Well, he can answer this better than me. You go ahead. I think you're gonna answer to it.
It's open to all of them.
They're all
to
on call.
respond.
Yes.
Like they're not, they don't have a specified
On call.
on call.
Okay.
So honestly, in the end, correct me if I'm wrong, but if, let's say that firefighter from Crescent Heights comes, there is a train blocking and he can't make it, there would be other ones still.
There's still all the.
And he'll just have to,
He's not eating up one spot.
Yeah, okay.
he'll just unfortunately not be able to make that.
Yeah, but if he can't come, that position already is unfilled, so there's nobody coming anyways. For that person,
But
I think it's good to extend the range for sure.
It's the same as when they're trying to get across the highway. the
Yeah,
train is
You could be
there.
in Red Cliff and not be.
Like if we're going across. The train is a hazard.
It's,
If it isn't a hazard, it's still a hazard.
those block both those crossings with, well, not even 10 minutes, twice a day. To cover both those roads.
yeah. And that's
At the
pretty
same
rare that
time.
they're both going at the same time. But it could happen.
It's just when the train is long enough that they're going into that yard at CF. And then they're moving so slow while they're,
Oh, you're talking about those two.
Yeah, that's the ones he's talking.
right? Like it's the president, it's at Ryder Park and then it's at that leisure center road. that-
Yeah, on 23rd.
And they're trying to
Yeah.
get to Red Cliff to call. If there's, if there's 12 staff and 12 staff get the on-call call, well, then it is what it is. But if there's only 3 staff on call for a weekend, that's where I'm saying we might run into issues. But if everybody gets that call, then it is.
Yes,
No issue.
first one's there.
Barrier, right?
Yeah, first one's there. Again.
Through the chair.
Go ahead.
I'm actually for getting as many people that would actually participate in this as possible. I think another thing that should be looked at is some incentive for the employees of Red Cliff to let their employees go when there's a fire call. And one of the employees is the town of Red Cliff.
Employer, you mean?
Employers, yeah, thanks for that. And because if you can't, if you're in what it says in the bylaw is if you're employed in the town of Red Cliff, that you could qualify as well. But if you're employed in the town of Red Cliff and your employer won't let you participate, well, what's the point? So if they're, and it's just an information thing or something, I would just like to add it to it that whether it's an educational thing or some way that we could get the employers to let these people attend the fire if at all possible. Through whatever ways we could do that.
How could you do? We can do that here,
I
but
think the town already does. When I worked there, there was a guy who was on the fire department, wasn't allowed to go. Instead, he had to book off, not get paid, and just, that was his job at the time, right?
right, he wasn't double dipping.
Yeah.
So he still gets paid
Mhm.
for attending. And I believe you addressed that at the GPC.
Currently we do have one employee that is on the department.
And what do you do when there's a call?
Subject to the ability to leave, and the supervisor approves it, they could. Pardon me?
That was gonna be my question, like,
However, if they're on call here for the town, then not able to respond. So if they're in the middle of whatever, a dig or whatever, and they can't leave, then they wouldn't be able, but if they're just out doing something that isn't
Person to bring them in the shop.
imminent or whatever kind of thing, then they would be allowed to leave. But again, they have to book off, right? So that they're not.
Yeah, I think it's really difficult to say whenever there's a call, the employee can leave no matter what they're doing, because that's just not, they're dealing with a water break or something, then they gotta, that's pretty emergent as well. But it sounds like we do have some in-house policy.
Or maybe just some information, to the other employers in town that if your employee is a fireman, that if possible, you should let them attend the fire, right?
So first thing that pops into my head of how we could maybe do that is just have a templated letterhead written up and give it to the firefighter, and they can give it to their boss. Just explaining the situation to them.
That's likely a good idea, sure.
Could you write something up perhaps?
Discuss it internally, see kind of what we could come up with.
Okay, very good. Have we discussed that to its end? Mr. Solberg made the motion. Okay, all in favor of Councillor Solberg's motion and opposed? That is carried. Policy number 140, volunteer attendance training and competency.
The other one didn't. I don't know.
You
I don't-
being competent.
Yeah, you're right.
I'll move option one.
Okay. Did you want to excuse yourself?
Well, I'm just debating
Okay, what,
how pecuniary that is really.
what are you thinking? Well,
It's attendance, not pay.
Be not pecuniary, but maybe.
Oh, that other one.
Conflict of interest.
Yeah, that one.
Okay.
The optics one.
You want
Okay,
to excuse yourself now?
okay.
Okay, Councillor Kilpatrick excused himself.
Put himself in the corner.
Where did we put our guns cap? Go ahead there, Councillor.
Very hurtful.
I would like to bring Councillor Kilpatrick back just for his expertise. He's been on the fire department for likely 40 years.
Come on.
And he can certainly, he certainly can contribute some meaningful points to this.
I think he declined. No, he might have come back. Would you like to speak to any questions, Councillor Kilpatrick?
I don't think this has changed much. This is rules we made up about 5 years ago because we were having attendance issues and people not coming to practices, which, you know, there was a few basketball players that thought practices were not worth much either, and they got reprimanded too. But if you don't come to, yes, practice. At our practices, we do training and it keeps the skill levels up. And the cores are quite important. That's why they get run twice a year. And the policy is you need to attend at least one of them. And those are usually, well, they're listed, some of them are listed there, what they are. And it's just to keep your skill level up. And I think NFPA cares that you keep your skill levels up. So if you don't come to practices or enough of them, you will be missing out on some of those. And then when you do need them at 2 a.m, you'll have forgotten and that's not quite good practice. And then the fires as well. Just because otherwise we have 20 people, but if nobody shows up, we don't have 20 people.
Yeah.
And so this just weeds them out. And I think Wade has talked to some people a few times and some people have left, but yeah.
Well, I think if you're gonna commit to something, it's like everything else, like a basketball team or anything, and the volunteer fire department, you should make an effort to attend.
Yep.
And I don't see anything wrong with it.
And that is the case this is a commitment and Yeah. And we want you trained because you do show up sometime and you hurt yourself because you forgot. That's not good for us either.
But it is a pretty serious team that requires that cohesiveness. This is important.
Yeah, cohesiveness is a good word there, yeah. You can't have cohesiveness without practicing. You need to be there. Any more discussion? Are you excusing yourself from voting then still?
Yeah, I will. Well, it's not much, so I will not vote.
Sound
Back in the corner.
back to the floor. Okay, any more discussion on this? Seeing none, all in favor? And opposed? Everything, somebody want to let Councilor Kirkpatrick back in? Policy number 157, artificial intelligence use.
For some, it's highly recommended.
Any? Somebody want to put that on the table for discussion?
Motion for option one again.
Okay, this is just the trend of the world we're living in. Something to have for some direction moving forward. Any discussion about this? Just how to use it, when it's allowed. Okay, seeing none. All in favor? And opposed? That is carried. Government Alberta nominations for Kilpatrick Service or the Seniors Service Awards. You're right, Mike.
This is people that work with seniors.
I just saw senior and thought I knew.
You'll get there someday if you're lucky.
Do we want to move this for information? And if they have anybody in mind, Dwight, do you have somebody in mind?
I don't actually know who works with the seniors here.
Okay. All in favor? And opposed, that is carried. Municipal manager report for information.
Sure.
You do, Councillor St. Peter. Any questions for Shannon about anything going on in her world?
This is very true.
I got that.
Go ahead.
The aquatic center, again, I don't know if it's gonna answer this, but the old lockers were removed. Are there gonna be new ones in time? Aquatic center under parks and facility?
Yeah, it says the old ones are taken out.
Yeah, but are there gonna be new ones there in time for? Swimming seat.
Just says gathering information for locker replacement project. Old lockers have been removed. Information gathered for replacement project.
Do you have any intel on that?
I can't speak that the new lockers that have been ordered. I don't know when they're sent to arrive, but we paid for that last week.
And then the arena ice plant, just are we still on track for spring for installation? Like, is there gonna be, we're seeing any issues with that?
I think you're looking at me, but I don't have that answer.
But you can respond.
Originally about that.
Okay.
I think they will start kind of installation process late March after remove all lights.
While we're on the topic of the arena, the craft hockey bill that we've applied for. Have we applied for that in the past? Or is this our first year?
Yeah.
We got pretty high up last school.
Did we? Okay, well, my question was gonna be, is there anything we can do to stick out?
Ugh, it's tough.
It's a,
The competition.
yeah, it's stiff competition for sure. Or do we have a plan for it?
While I was playing.
Oh, if you holes in the roof again.
Yeah. Look how terrible it is.
Yeah.
Playing with the light switches, our
And
need to
then,
get new wiring.
there you go, and then for the holes, we can maybe take some KD boxes and seal them up.
Exactly. Advertising.
Go ahead.
So this happened while I was out of office, so I can certainly get some more details.
Okay. Anybody else have any questions about manager report? Okay, seeing none. Matt moved for information. All in favor? Opposed? That is carried. Council reports. Anybody have anything to report from any meetings that they have attended recently? Go ahead, Larry.
I attended the tri-municipal meeting at the
Cypress.
Cypress Center. And it was attended by a lot of regular people. I think we had them outnumbered by quite a bit, and the people that did attend from Medicine Hat, it was a good thing. We met a lot of new people. And there were a lot of Cypress people there. And I think the consensus was that we maybe have this once or twice a year.
Yes.
And I also attended the Red Cliff Senior Center. And I don't know really what they want to do with their renovation. I'm getting mixed feelings there. But we have agreed to hire a consultant to try and get this all together and make sure that it goes according to code and that everybody's happy with what they're going to do and who pays for what. And then we could bring it back to council. I don't know what the timeline is for hiring this person, but it was brought up to me that they wondered when it was going to happen. Thanks, Laura.
On the topic of the tri-area municipal event that the meet and greet that the chamber put on, Lisa got a hold of me and I couldn't attend that day because I had some work that popped up that day that I had to address to. But I did hear that there was 5 of us there, so that's great. And she even complimented us on our high attendance. She wanted me to pass on to you guys. She apparently wanted to talk to me about it, but I couldn't be there. It was about the at the election, the what do we call it, the question and answer period that we had. And she was apologetic to Chamber's involvement in that it wasn't streamed, but they just had other prior commitments. And there was a bit of a breakdown in communication between them and the Lions Club. So she wanted me to pass that on to you guys. We got I attended the golf course meeting. One elected board member had to step down, so we appointed a new member. Everything's going well there. Our membership rates are low right now, but it's not a shock because we didn't raise fees this year for the year coming up. And usually what drives the early bird people is to save that bump in fees. So because we didn't increase the fees, there's just no motivation factor. So numbers are down, but nothing to be concerned with. Yeah, that's about it for over there. Anybody else have any meetings that they went to?
I went to meetings, but they weren't exciting. I went to the chamber meeting. So there was a little bit of, talk amongst councillors. It was unfortunate that, well, there was 4 city came, but 2 had to leave. One came back and there was, I believe there was just two council, there was Michelle and
Just a,
Shane.
Oh,
there was
Shane was there?
no. Shane was there and then so was Proctor, Gary.
Well, it's not
So,
3. There's 3.
Yeah, there was 3. So, yeah, we were by far the biggest crowd.
Mhm.
And I think the chamber was just trying to understand how it works with us and when they do have concerns, what's the best way to reach out to us and what's the best way to hit these meetings. So then it's actually a decision, not just an information. So I think that was their general gist in their conversations. I've been to Cypress View meetings, but they were just ordinary.
New CIO was very well accepted.
He's just starting out and there's no real issues yet. So that's a whole month in. That's a good thing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I actually talked to one of the residents there at Cool Dig that my team played against his team, and he complimented us on our choice. Although he said the best one we ever had was the lady. What was her name?
Diana.
I am.
Diana.
See, everybody
Has an opinion.
and that has an opinion.
Good thing.
No, well, it doesn't matter.
Doesn't matter.
No. Yeah,
Anybody else have any reports back to do?
Went to the youth center meeting. Not really too much. There's 452 registered youth there, so that was pretty good to hear. 30% of which are attending from Cypress or Medicine Hat. And Cypress denied funding to the youth center, so I wonder if maybe those stats were brought towards, then they would maybe change their mind. Well, the staff got a 2.5% raise, so that was good to see too. And I do actually, it's just for anybody, if they have any information for me to bring back. There is somebody who's been wanting to donate stocks to the youth center because her husband passed away, whatever the case is, she wants to donate the actual stock instead of selling the stock, paying the tax, blah, 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 and then donating that money to the youth center. She'd rather do it the other way. No one on that committee knows how they go about doing that. I was wondering if anybody here.
I don't know if you can donate a stock, but what she can do is cash them out and pay the tax, yes. But then donate the cash donation and then that's a tax write-off. So it'd be an in and out for her. I don't think you can donate a stock.
She said she
If you're
did
an
it.
asset, you can.
She said she did it to some.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I want to
okay.
say the bingo hall or something like that. She donated
Yeah,
to.
there must be a gift option.
Yeah, the way to do it. I was just wondering, maybe, I told him I'd bring it here. See if
But because it
anybody
has
else.
value,
And
I don't know,
maybe-
we're not
maybe
accountants.
they pay dividends, I
Right,
think.
that's what, well, the stocks do pay dividends.
Yeah,
and that's,
I don't see a problem.
well, that's an accounting question. I don't. We're not gonna decide that.
No, but Mike knows.
Not that kind of accountant.
all right, well, that's.
How much of a donation is it? Did they,
Significant, I'm sure, if they're looking into it and trying to figure out.
Yeah.
How to, right?
Looks good.
good for them?
I hope it works out.
But then if they donate the share, they can't pay bills with a share, I guess. the
If they're
dividend.
going
But the
dividend, yeah.
dividends, right?
You need a lot of shares to make a hill of beans for a dividend. And then you gotta make a policy. Do we keep it? Do we ever sell it? Sounds like a can of worms, but that's their can of worms.
Yeah.
But that's nice that this person wants to donate it.
So I'll keep you guys updated on how they end up doing
Mhm.
that,
Sure.
if it happens.
I hope it works out.
I also.
Anything? Nothing?
Was it a library meeting? It was business as usual. They do a heck of a good
I
job.
heard that.
And
Nothing happened.
Nothing happened.
well, the cat lady was there. She asked me, I like cats. I said, depends how you cook them.
Okay.
Yeah.
Wow.
Any other, any other information? Seeing none, somebody want to move that for information, sorry. Oh, Matt, nobody did.
you know, Matt did the information.
He did the
Oh,
previous one.
right,
Yeah,
right.
I did the same thing. Matt, you want to move that for
Sure.
information as well? Okay.
Cool.
Okay, all in favor for information? Opposed, that is carried. Landfill graphs. Councillor Leeper. Any questions or comments about landfill graphs? Seeing none, all in favor? Opposed, that is carried. Council's important meetings and events. Somebody want to move that for information?
That for information.
Thank you. Anything missing on there? Seeing none, all in favor? And opposed, that is carried. Do we need a recess? You know, I was just asking you. Okay, somebody want to move us into close then, please? Thank you, Mr. Solver. Eric moved us into closed at 7:54. All in favor? Opposed, that is carried.
Must have been a windy day. For the fog.
Okay, so we just have one motion to be made.
If you're a wordsmith, do it.
No, I'll make the motion. We give Shannon the ability to enter into the contract. Okay. Got there. Approve the RCR WMA and Amdipar Response Canada Inc. Commercial Composting Facility Agreement and authorize the municipal manager to endorse the same pending any minor amendments.
Okay, does everybody understand the motion? Clear as mud. Any discussion? All in favor? And opposed? That is carried. And new Jim?
Yeah.
Adjournment at eight
Nope, nope,
seventeen?
nope,
I
nope,
know.
nope.
All in favor of adjournment? No, still not. What am I missing? Letter of support. Yes. Drawing a blank?
Yeah, but it did. Too.
Did I not discuss it?
For the grant?
Yes, right. Two motions to be made. I am sorry. I never mentioned that we needed a letter of support for it.
Okay.
Thanks for reminding me.
Yeah, it's
Thanks
hard
for
to make
reminding
a
her.
motion when we don't even know about it.
Yes. The Prairie Rose for the matching grant for the school needs a letter of support from us. It can't be, they're gonna get the parent school board to apply for it, and they need a letter of support from the town for the grant.
I'll make the motion.
Okay. Thank you, Shannon.
Well, like I say, it was just,
Yeah,
oh yeah,
I didn't mention
another
that.
motion.
Talked all about it, but never mentioned that big fact. Does everybody understand what's going on? Okay. All in favor to give the letter of support to Prairie Rose? And opposed? That is carried. Okay. Would somebody like to move for
Me, I
adjournment?
still on for that.
Jim.
Dwight at 8:18.
Jim 2.0.
All in favor? And opposed? That is carried.
Larry is the old, the technically could have gone to him, but.
All right.